Are we ready? I am, because it's all about control.
40 years ago, Janet Jackson shook the music world with an album that would reshape pop and R&B forever, Control, released in February 1986 when Janet was just 19. The album was a declaration of independence, from her father and family, from expectations and from limitations. Control launched her from the shadow of her famous last name into a superstar in her own right. But how did she go from Michael's little sister to the architect of a genre-defining sound? What was so different about this album? Stick with us because this story is about empowerment, revolution, and pure musical innovation. Before Control, Janet's career was managed by her father, Joseph Jackson. But everything changed when she fired him, took charge of a direction, and teamed up with producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Production took only 6 weeks at the Flytime Studios in Minneapolis. Her sound reflected her newfound voice, confident, unapologetic, and ready to assert herself. Control combined funk, R&B, and pop in ways that felt fresh and fearless, a bold break from her past work. Part of the magic of Control was its production. Working with Jam and Lewis, Janet crafted a sound that blended syncopated rhythms, punchy percussion, and irresistible melodic hooks, the blueprint for what would become New Jack Swing. The studio sessions brought out the feisty side of her personality, marrying slick funk with radio-ready pop. The beats were sharp, the grooves irresistible, the synths distorted, and the attitude undeniable. Together, the collaboration elevated Janet's music and changed the direction of R&B in the 80s and beyond. Control wasn't just groundbreaking in its production, it was packed with hit after hit. The album produced multiple top 5 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, including What Have You Done For Me Lately, Nasty, When I Think of You, Control, and Let's Wait a While. When I Think of You became Janet's first #1 hit, and Control set a record for chart longevity. The album received 4 Grammy nominations, 12 American Music Awards nominations, and was certified platinum with sales of over 10 million copies worldwide. Control was the moment when a young artist from a famous musical family stepped out on her own terms and helped shape a generation. Its blend of funk, R&B, and dance pop helped redefine the urban music that dominated the late 80s. The album's themes, empowerment, independence, confidence, resonated deeply with fans, especially young women. Janet's assertive persona and fierce choreography in her music videos changed expectations for female artists and black artists in general. The sincerity and spectacle of the album made a crossover to pop charts, a historic milestone at the time. 4 decades later, Control still sounds fresh, a testament to its timeless power. Critics now call it one of the most influential pop R&B albums of the 80s. Rolling Stones magazine ranked it at 111 on the 500 greatest albums of all time in 2020. Not only did it launch Janet's legendary career, but it also opened doors for future generations of artists who blended genres and owned their art. Janet was the first female artist that understood the importance of eras in an artist's career. Control changed the landscape of popular music, and its influence reaches to the biggest artists of today like Beyoncé or Lady Gaga. 2026 marks 4 decades since some of the greatest albums of the 80s dropped. Last month we celebrated the Bangles' Different Light. We'll explore a new classic each month, so follow, subscribe, and don't forget to tell us in the comments which album you think we'll cover in March.